Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Admission Diaries, where we get up close and personal with the students from top universities around the world. Today, we have an exciting guest who's studying at Harvard University. Please join me welcoming Sadaf Asraf. Hi, Sadaf. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, Sadaf, let's start with our very first question. What motivated you to pursue a master's in education, and what stood out about the Harvard's Learning and Design, Innovation, and Technology program?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. I always wanted to transition into EdTech, and I always wanted to work for something in education capacity. But I have always been in, like my undergrad was in telecommunication, and then I have been working in IT for a very long time. So I just did not know how to serve that community. And when I started my current role at Harvard, I developed more interest in EdTech, and that's how I transitioned into EdTech. I applied here. While I was here, I was taking some classes. Being a Harvard employee, you can take classes. So this is my second master. So I started taking classes while working at Harvard, and then I started developing more interest in EdTech. And I always wanted to work for something in education capacity. So I applied, but I was very skeptical that I would get in or not because I'm coming from a non-education background, and all the applicants at Harvard are education background, have like their years of teaching experience, and I did not have. But just I think they don't look a lot. I would like, in my observation is, they don't look a lot on like your, like, you don't have to have everything to get into Harvard. It's just like a, I think my SOP, I was very clear in my SOP that I do not have education background, and I got in. So I
Wow.
think it's all about my curiosity and my motivation to being in education capacity. And I had a lot of working experience in IT, so I always wanted to merge my like IT skill set with education. So I think that was the thing that like made my application and successful. And also I would say the program I opted for, this program, is because of its program structure. I really like this program because of its flexibility and the learning experience you get through it. You can pick classes across Harvard, MIT, and that's a very amazing thing that you could do that you could not do in any other program at Harvard.
Wow. Okay, second master's. Wow. I did not know that. Okay. So can you describe what it felt like to step onto Harvard campus for the first time as a graduate student?
Okay, so let me share it way back. Like when I was doing my first master's, I that was the first time I stepped into Harvard campus. This is not my first time when I got in. So when I stepped into Harvard campus first time, it was, I think, many years, not many years ago, but when I was doing like my first master's, being a few years ago, I was with my friends, and still remember that day. I was just visiting Harvard campus as tourist with a group of my friends, and we were just sitting at Harvard Yard and just like wondering who are those students who have the access to Harvard buildings, getting in and out outside, and they have cards. And I was just like, I don't know if I would. I was already doing masters at that time. There was no intention of doing second masters at that time. So I was just like fascinated and looking at them, and never knew that this would happen a few years later in my life. Then I was offered a position at Harvard, and I started taking classes at Harvard, and then I applied. And then I don't know, maybe I meditated it or what, like it just happened. It was, I still remember the day, and I can still look back and very clearly in my memory that when I came to Harvard Square with my friends, and I was just thinking how lucky are those students who can go in and out in Harvard buildings. And then after a few years, I was offered a position there, and here I am now doing masters at Harvard.
Yeah, yeah, you're one of the lucky ones then. Okay. So what has been the most surprising or an eye-opening part of studying at Harvard Graduate School?
um, that's a very interesting question. I would say Harvard is all about Harvard people. And Harvard is a very different experience being a Harvard student and being a Harvard employee. And I have been in both the roles at Harvard, so I can now compare Harvard. Harvard student is a very inspiring experience, and Harvard employees is also really amazing. Harvard is really good place to work for. But I would say the most eye-opening part, I would say, is like how Harvard. I would say Harvard community building, how Harvard connects people to network with each other. You would never, I think, once you are in Harvard community, it's just like community is so supportive, and you would forget everything, I think, at some point, but you would never forget Harvard people. I remember at my first class at Harvard, my teaching fellow was saying she had been an alum for I think she graduated 10 years ago. So she was saying, I forgot what I studied at Harvard, but I can never forget Harvard people. It's all about Harvard people, Harvard alums, Harvard students. It's the community that Harvard provides you once you are the student. And I now can feel that Harvard is all about building community, networking, helping each other. And it's just that I have been, this is not my first time in any US school, or in I have been to, this is my third time. So I know that how the schools and school academia environment is, but Harvard is very, very different in terms of if I compare to my past experiences. So it's all about the network you build here. It's very, very supportive. And it's, I would just say, it's the most surprising thing when I get into Harvard community. It's all about Harvard people. And you feel really supported and appreciated when you are there, and it's huge. And that's, I think, the best thing.
Right. So how does the Learning, Design, Innovation, and Technology program equip students to transform the future of education?
Right. Okay. So I opted for this program because this program, I already shared, has this flexibility. It provides a learning experience where you can pick classes from across Harvard and MIT. This program and the other programs at Education School at Harvard has some foundation courses that every student at that school required to do. This program is well designed. There are few courses, first the foundation courses, and there are some required I think required 2 or 4 courses. They always change it every year, that every student of that program has to do. After that, the program is it's whatever your interest area is. So I would say this program has been so well designed that it transformed me in a way that I have already, right now, I have just completed my first semester, and I do not have teaching background, but currently I'm working with Cambridge Assistive Homes and leading a digital literacy workshop there and teaching them IT skills. So that only happened because of this program, because this program is well designed to teach students basic educational concepts and theories. Literally in the foundation courses, when the student starts, that's this program that prepares you well to go into anywhere where you could teach. So it gives you all the basic skills needed to teach students. Even though I did not have any teaching background, any education background, but I feel capable enough to do that. So this program is very well designed.
Right. So you just mentioned that you just completed your first semester. What's the one innovative project or idea that you have worked on that you believe could redefine education as we know it?
Yes, for my there's a required class for this program. For that class, I have been that's the best part of this program, that you have to pick any project that you're passionate to work on, and anything that you want to build, you want to do. So I always wanted to do something in education sector and have always wanted to help community. So I just did the project I did for that class is to design a workshop for elderly learners. It's a digital learning workshop. So I always wanted to my aim was to make elderly learners, empower them through basic IT skills. So that's something I have always wanted to do, and this program and this class made that possible, made me do it, gave me enough skills and resources to lead that workshop. So that was the workshop about promoting digital literacy in elderly learners.
Right. All right, Sadaf, how does Harvard foster collaboration and creativity among students in such a cutting edge field?
Harvard promotes collaboration so much. They always encourage students to collaborate with organizations and with each other among students. And I remember when I was doing this project, my program co-chair was so kind enough and she was so supportive that she connected me with the Harvard Retiree Association to get feedback for my project and for my research. And she was also like trying to connect me with other students who are doing similar kind of project. And I just did this project with one of my other program student. That student is not part of this program, but he have been like in some other program at Harvard. I did not know him, and I got connected, and he was doing something similar. So we collaborated and we conducted this workshop. So Harvard is all about collaborations, and they encourage collaborations a lot. Harvard itself does so many collaborations with many companies. So the collaboration culture is like so big at Harvard.
Right. So tell us about Harvard's admission process. We all know it's notoriously competitive. What do you think that made your application stand out, and what advice would you give it to prospective students?
Right. I've already mentioned when you asked me this before that I did not have like any education background, and I made that clear in my statement of purpose. Like my SOP was like, don't fake it. Believe in yourself, find your purpose, that what you want to do in life, and then find your passion in life and work towards achieving it. And the uniqueness in you will make you stand out in the application process, whatever you want to do and whatever you want to learn through this program, whatever you want to achieve with whatever program you're applying for. Show that curiosity and the motivation of learning in your SOP. That will make your application stand out. Don't fake and don't say I have this. And like everyone who is applying at Harvard is coming with really good experiences. So it would not stand you out that like, okay, you have done this, you have this many years of experience, you have these kind of scholarships. Like everyone at Harvard has scholarships. Your uniqueness will make you stand out, and you have to find that uniqueness and embrace it and believe in yourself. That right. I would say, I would guarantee your uniqueness will give you admission, like, because that will really your uniqueness and whatever you wanted to do, your curiosity, your passion, how you connect everything together, that will make your application stand out. I would guarantee that, because nothing would like, okay, you have to have this many credentials, like you have to have the really good experiences, scholarships, and you have done this kind of things. Everyone has done these kind of things at Harvard. The uniqueness in you will make it like make you pop.
Right. So you spoke about personal statement for your application, but how did it reflect your passion for education?
I always wanted to do something for community and work in education capacity, but I have been always been in IT and like very tech background, and there's nothing education related, and so I always focused in my I would say I in my SOP, I made it like that, how I wanted to work for this cause, but I do not have the resources to work for these causes, and I do not have the background to work for these causes. But whatever I have, I want to utilize those to make things happen. And after pandemic, e-learning has been everywhere, and everyone is talking about like K-12 education, women rights, people of color, but no one has actually talking about like the struggles elderly learners are facing. They grew up without technology, and now everything involves technology. So I wanted to work for them. Not many people are working, and just to designing another platform. I wanted to do a platform in my long-term career goals, but I thought that designing another platform would not help them, because there are so many platforms, so many YouTube videos are there to like learn IT skills, to learn basic use of computers and all these things. But someone who is already so scared of doing all these things would not able to go to and look for those videos. They would just go and say they have scared related to technology. They are scared about using technology. They have a lot of anxiety involved. So I wanted to make them comfortable using technology. And I made this clear that I wanted to work for this population, and I have a lot of background and experience in being in ITs, and I want to utilize my experience being in education sector to help this population.
Right.
And
So,
that's could all be possible through having a degree in education, because I did not have any teaching experience.
right. So I wanted to know what sort of challenges have you faced during your program and how has Harvard helped you grow through them?
I think challenges are part of program, are part of life. The biggest challenge I would say for me was to manage time. I'm still working full time and going back to grad school while doing my whatever life I had before. So it's too much right now in my plate that and the work has been busy. Or it's most of the time when the semester starts, the work has been really busy. So managing time, I was always like having like classes are always in the morning and I work in mornings, so that have been a challenge to manage class timing with work meetings and like taking care of deadlines. This has been the biggest challenge I would say in my time at Harvard so far. But there have been challenges involved, I would say, like whenever you are doing any project, there are some like things like that you are not, you wanted to do but you're not able to achieve. I had like so many challenges initially when I started this project of digital literacy workshop. But I think with those challenges I learned, and I got exposed to many things that I did not know, and that helped me. So I would say do not get discouraged with challenges. Challenges would come in whatever you do in life. It's just like it teaches you. And Harvard is very supportive of that, like help you support as much as Harvard could. And I would say except that also, if there is something like most of the many students, like I would say it's like majority of the students are full-time students at Harvard, so they do not have any other responsibilities except like going to school full-time. And there are very few students who are doing it part-time and are like going going to their jobs full-time. And sometimes like there are life happens, there are things that happens in your life, and sometimes it's work related or personal life related, so you get to miss classes. And Harvard has very good policies to for the makeup class, and they are very supportive of that. So even if any challenge anything comes, Harvard supports as much as Harvard could. And the challenges are part of life. In every step you would find something that would challenge you, and from where you grow.
I agree with that. I agree with that. So what's your vision for the future of education, and how do you see yourself contributing to it with the skills that you've gained at Harvard?
I would like to make education accessible to everyone, regardless of resources. E-learning is so popular and easily anywhere in the world you can learn anything, but there are still so many places in this world where people are not able to have no access to e-learning. And if someone has access, like maybe third world countries, there are issues with internet, but like in other countries there are not many issues with internet, so people have access to e-learning but people are not utilizing it. I wanted to make e-learning accessible to everyone and make everyone comfortable to learn skills, whatever they want to learn through this. And just maybe spread this that learning is possible at every age, everywhere where you are, no matter what race you belong, if you are men, women, like it should, like it's a part of life and you have to learn until you are in this world. So I wanted to work on towards education. I wanted to work in education field to make e-learning accessible to everyone in whatever capacity, whatever way I could.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, Sadaf. It's really inspiring. Your story is really inspiring, and I'm sure it will help a lot of people who are thinking about applying to grad school, especially at Harvard. Thank you very much for your time.
That's my pleasure, and very nice getting to know the work your organization has been doing for high school students. And I would just like to say this to all high school students, that believe in yourself and have high goals and work towards it. Everything is possible in life.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time.